Okay, well, we had a educated guess there that didn't work.
50-50 chance of being 100% wrong.
Got a new tripod here, so maybe make it easier for you guys to see what's going on. All right,
Off first.
turn off. On a three-phase motor, you can change things around to where it runs backwards, but it's very easy to change them to the correct phase by just changing any two wires. Now, if you're using a rotary phase converter, you want to be careful which two wires you use. You don't want to use the generated leg on anything that is a control circuit. You want those legs to be the straight leg that comes from the power company. That way it doesn't fluctuate as much. On my lathe, the glue coming in is that generated leg. Excuse me, my converter coming in. But this old machine, there is no control leg. There is no hardly anything. So we're going to just take it, change the black and red around. Don, you were telling me that you saw a picture of a 20-inch Axelson where the upper clutch arm was bent. You're going to have to prove that to me.
Oh, well,
I have never seen one, and I went looking.
it's a black and white picture on the. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe I have to look. I'll look again.
You know, this quarantine, you have been drinking a little bit more, haven't you?
No, lots more.
Lots more? Okay. All right, we've now changed two wires. On. And we'll go back over here. Tilt you guys down, or you're not looking up in the stars. Still clear. Isn't engaging until it gets warmed up. That is controlled by the oil pressure inside. When it gets warm, it'll stop. I decided to change a little bit on that conduit coming over here. I think I have another stick left, and I want to redo how we did that.
Because of your crane?
Because of the crane and the fact that I'm not going to push the lathe in closer to the wall, so that kind of looks funky with that conduit leaning out so far. It's one of those things that you look at every day and say, I wish I would have fixed that. So we're going to fix it.
bothering me because it's crooked.
Well, that's why. But if we were
Coming
going to
from the
push
wall.
it, if we're going to push it from the, push the lathe back up against the wall, it'd have been perfect, but we're not going to do that. So,
You like that now? It ain't holding it.
what we're talking about is over here. The other day when we ran that conduit to the lathe, we allowed for it to push back over here, but I kind of like having this much space back here. It's kind of a luxury, but I'll make do. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cut all this off and come back over here, then come down, and then go into that box, Don. Don left. Don has come up with a new way of doing this. Get you a little closer. I don't like the way that looks. It's a minor thing, but when you have to look at it for a long time, it bugs me. So we have, when we put this in, I was going to move this lathe about 4 inches up closer to this wall, but I've decided I like it here. This box will open and I can get in there and work and clean things, and I just think that's a better way of doing it. You guys can see that's all that's in that box. So what I think Don suggested, and I hadn't even thought of this, was what I did over here for the planer. When I ran the wires for the planer, I ran the conduit up there and into its box, low down, high enough up to where I could walk underneath it. And the problem is this crane is going to come over here. Sorry for the noise, but it's hot and I'm not turning it off. So, what I think we're going to do is do the same thing over there, or over here, as over here. Come down the wall to where I can walk under it still. And yet that bend right there will go under the crane arm, so I can reach over here easily and pick things up. Like, I think that the new resting place for that 4-jaw chuck is going to be right here on a wood pallet, so that stands upright and out of the way. I can throw a tarp over it and you stand up like that one does, only on wood blocks on the floor. Then that way my crane could reach over here and pick it up, and then still come over here and grab everything else, work pieces and change chucks out. I think it's long enough to do that with ease. The other thing is a storage place for this. Now, a lot of places I see these stored on the back of the lathe, back behind the tailstock, and that's probably where it'll go. It's quite large and heavy. Another thing we're doing today is we're going to level the lathe so I can make a piece for my wife. It's just sad. There's 4 lathes in this building, and this is the only one that will run. Got to build a little 2-inch fitting for her. And then we're going to go through some of this tooling and see what I can live without, and get Don set up with some tooling for his lathe. So, lots of stuff to come. Here's where the pipe has to be underneath this.
Well, you can come down a lot based on your head.
Yeah.
You can even come down another 4 inches just to be safe.
From here?
Yeah, just to make sure, you know, you have enough room.
Okay. Now allow us to go through there.
Somebody tall wouldn't get it. You don't care about that, right?
Sorry, Niles. You're going to have to get a haircut. Got one friend that's pretty tall, Niles. Plastic. Not good.
Slipped off the roof because of that once.
Yeah. I nearly did. I caught myself.
I had a tarp on it and wasn't paying attention and it was drizzling a little bit.
Yeah.
And I went all the way off the roof. Luckily it was raining pretty good by then and it was kind of muddy where I hit. Right. Did these work?
So, I don't know why it is like that. Looking back in other pictures, I found different lathes with different face plates. Most of them are brass, but I found some that almost look like they're copper. They're so bright and shiny, and not
polished brass. That's
and not well. They could be, but there are so
might
many.
change the alloy or something maybe.
It looks like it's copper.
Copper,
It's so yellowish.
Copper.
And
I don't know. Hard to figure, you know, what they did, why they did it.
I always thought the brass was the casting was, the one on yours is immaculate.
It is.
I mean, it's just, I thank your lucky stars every morning you get up that
I know you hated to sell that lathe. I'd feel guilty buying it.
how's that look, sir? Well, I know, but this way. I can adjust this.
Same as it did before, pretty good. Push it all the way along. And it's that much off. I don't know.
This much.
I don't know if that matters to you. Take it out of the coupling just a little bit.
Take it out.
Yeah, in other words, push it. Perfect.
Don, I'm too dang short to get to those screws.
And at our age, every day we wake up, we're just a tiny bit shorter. Like that.
Speak for yourself. I'm not. I'm getting rounder.
That too. That's where it's going. You got to be shrinking.
Gravity. Gravity's a bitch. About right?
Yeah, to that point. Did you tighten that middle one yet? Right here? The coupling?
No.
Okay. Because it needs to just twist just a little bit. That's fairly good. Fairly good right there.
As good as it's going to get today. And that means
It looks professional.
it's going to be that way forever.
Looks professionally done.
All right. That's what we ended up with. Still walk under it, not a, and it'll be out of the way of the crane all the way. So now I got to get in here, and it's so dark in here. Can't get lights in here, but I'm going to show you what I've got to do. I just got to hook up these 4 wires, that little contactor. And when I restore this thing, I'm going to go in here, straighten it up, and clean it up in there. I'm going to show you something that kind of had me wondering. You look at this clutch arm, you can see that it's bent. Now, the arm that goes down there is bent also to clear some things, but I've never seen a top arm that was bent like that. What I think happened is whoever come up with this Southern engineered chuck guard is probably getting their hands caught on these bolts, so they just bent the heck out of the lever. It's up a little bit higher, but it's not that bad. Another thing I've noticed is when I went and figured out the serial number in the book, looking for when this was made, that range is in 1957. Is the last dates in the book, so I'm figuring that's the last of the lathes before they were bought out. And this one is the only one I've seen in all the pictures I've looked at that was not brass. I've seen some that are yellowish looking, sort of like this color, and I don't know if somebody brassoed them or what, but certainly not brass. So I've seen many of those. My last Axelson has a nice brass one. This one is pewter. I don't know. If you scratch it a little bit, it's shiny underneath. White brass? I don't know. Anybody's got an idea, leave a comment.